So this is the fun part where you're turning a good answer that's okay on par with what everyone else is doing, because most people will come across a star response, and they'll the people you're up against will be delivering them in a sequential manner, but they'll have kind of the just the nuts and bolts in there. Where you've got the opportunity to turn a good answer into a great answer is by leveraging those areas of initiative. And a way to really understand how your answer speaks to your potential. I think I said initiative rather than potential just before. So potential is what we're talking about. Is by color coding them. So you'll see here that I've gone through and just highlighted, what parts of my answer speak to leadership, initiative, emotional intelligence, all that. And what I've done here is I found gaps. So you can see here that, the last one was pretty simple. The second one here, I've fleshed it out a bit more. So I've realized that, I was missing out on creative thinking. So I've added in this part here that's in red. I could see quite clearly that there was traces of leadership at the start. So I've identified that there. I've highlighted the results as well here. However, I thought I could flesh it out a bit more. And then also I've realized that, I haven't really demonstrated emotional intelligence through this answer. So I've found a way to include it up here. And so by dissecting every single answer, you find ways to include every element of potential into your answer. So what it's turned into is this. So if you ask me, tell me about a time where you completed a project that made you proud. Now I would tell you, in my final year of university, I was the president of the Deakin University Sports Society. And you'll note here that I've added one more color, and that is be unique. So if you've got examples that are unique to yourself and not too many other people are doing, then go with them too if you're tossing up between a couple. So that's a unique part. Here was my job to lead an organization whose aim was to prepare students for a career in sport, primarily through events. So I've got the leadership part explained in there. Then we move into the action. To ensure we were able to have a profound impact, I introduced key objective settings, schedules of plan, activity tasks, an overall strategic plan, and restructured the organization and implemented evaluation systems. So that's what we had in there before. So I've done well to make sure that I'm including my own initiative. This involved upgrading the function rooms and catering to be on par with professional events, as well as hiring photographers and videographers to capture our events and market them in the future. Further to this, to ensure we maximised our sign-ups during O Week, I hired an ice cream cart off a bloke I was working casually for, which was very successful for attracting new members. So there I've just kind of highlighted the creative thinking part. And that is a true story. I used to work for an ice cream cart, and he gave me a good rate to bring it down to O Week, and every single person who bought a membership got a free ice cream. And funnily enough, we sold a few memberships because you got the ice cream with it. So if you're doing odd little things like that, throw it in. So then we go into the result. Through all of this, I was proud of the way I managed the committee by ensuring it was an experience where they felt their ideas were valued, they had the opportunity to do meaningful work, and the concerns were addressed. So I wanted to show my emotional intelligence in that. That's obviously a big part when you're in a leadership position. I don't want to ignore that because it's also a key part of showing potential to, go on to leadership positions. So I've added that in there by identifying that it was missing. As a result, we were able to increase membership by 71% in 1 year and hit our lofty target of 200 members. Further to this, at one of the last events of the year, I had a student come up to me and explain the conversation he just had with Hannah Everyhall from Rowing Australia and thanked me for putting on the event. So that just that bit there just explains the long tail of the result. So yes, we got the result. Yes, we got 200 members, but when we're talking about a question that is asking, what are you proud of? there's an emotional element to that, and you want to kind of draw out and explain your attachment, to that emotional element, or at least back it up with a very clear example. And so explain the result with hard evidence like numbers is fantastic, but then also backing up with um, extra data that shows the impact it's having on people, goes further to explain the result that you're really having. Another example might be say the society was up for a student club of the year award. You could talk about that, and then you might talk about the opportunities that opened up for you to attend different events and meet different people, and then the other doors opened up, and then you might change the frame of reference around what you're proud about by creating an opportunity for yourself that opened many more doors than you ever expected it could, just by doing one thing well. So in that moment, I was reminded of the significance of the role, and I was proud of the impact we were able to have on our peers. So can you see how by taking a really detailed approach to every single one of your answers, you can start to flesh it out in a way that shows a lot more truth about yourself that you might be keeping hidden?